we're sorry about all the technical problems. Evidently, I misspoke. I apologize to anybody I supposedly offended. We hope you're having a great night. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're really sorry. We're still trying to figure this out. We really apologize. We're just going to start all over again. This time, we do it right.
So go ahead, Jesse. Introduce yourself and tell us what we're going to talk about tonight.
We're going to talk about some comments from viewers. We'll thank everybody for leaving comments because we love to read the comments. We love. Good afternoon,
Hi, Frank. Thanks for joining us. Sorry about all the problems we're having tonight, Frank. It's been a little bit of a rough start here, but I think we got it under control now. So
we appreciate you more than you know, Frank.
Thanks for
you are the best.
Thanks for sending a nice email, Frank. That was very sweet of you. We really appreciate it. We hope you're well. We hope you're safe. We hope you're in good health. And that
can I see Frank's email? He said sent pictures. I haven't. We won't share it with anybody, Frank. Thank you so much. It was so kind of you. And we love emails. We love pictures. We love everything that comes from anybody that sticks in there with us. Aw, thank you so much, Frank. It means the world to us. And then is this a link to a picture? We also, how are you doing tonight, Frank? How was your day?
We hope you're having a good. Hopefully, it's a little bit warmer there, Frank, than it is here.
Yeah, what's it like there? It's been cold here. Oh, good.
Good, Frank. That's great. We're so thankful you're here. We're thankful that you're one of our foundational chatters and watchers, and we look forward to chatting with you every Thursday night. Welcome, everybody. It's Timothy Lee from Idiosyncratic Idiots Music Meltdown here on YouTube, the one and only YouTube, and the co-host, Jesse Jones. How was your week, Jesse?
Great.
Hey, Mr. N.
Good evening.
Mr. M, what's going on, young man? We're back. Yeah, we've been having a little bit of a problem, but
sorry about that.
38 degrees and clear out there, folks, in East Falls, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, we're gonna.
It was chilly.
We hope everybody, before we start, we want to say that we hope everybody has a blessed and safe holiday season and upcoming new year. We know this is a tough time of year for some people, but we hope you're all with your families. And if not, thank you for joining us. I got the celebratory hat that's making my head itch, so I did it just for you because we're so thankful for all of you that join us. We're going to talk about the legendary, the one and only, Asheville, North Carolina's favorite son, Mr. Warren Haynes. Warren Haynes. Yep, I'm about as ready as I'm going to be, Frank. Unfortunately, I'm taking one for the team this year, and I'm working Christmas Day. So just so all of you that have families and have kids and, do the whole Christmas thing, that they have a chance to be with their families. What are your plans for Christmas, young lady?
My plans are to just do whatever happens that day. I will take it one step at a time.
Well, that's a pretty good way to look at it. That is a pretty good way to look at it. I like that. One step at a time, one day at a time. And when you're dealing with this hardcore boss, 1 second at a time. Because you never know. But like I said, we're going to talk about Warren Haynes. There's a lot to unpack and unravel. Personally, me, Timothy Lee, your host, the lover of all things music, he's probably my favorite musician out there right now. Um, Such a vast variety of different talents that uh, he's he has going on. Not only a songwriter, a singer, a guitar player, but he also owns a record label. He's a very charitable man that does lots of charity work for not only the music industry, but for uh, not only Asheville, North Carolina, but I know he just did it was called Soul Shine. It was at Madison Square Garden here recently for, what was the name of that hurricane? The one where your mom was in Florida.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Whatever that last big hurricane that hit Florida,
like
he did a big charitable event where most of the money raised was given to help those who were displaced. Especially, I think most of what they were doing was for the North Carolina area, obviously his home state.
For everybody that was affected by that hurricane, our deepest sympathies, and we hope that you're being able to get your life back to the way it was before. We know that was a really rough time and a really hard thing to go through.
Yes, you're right. Very well. That's a great point. He's doing a run with Bonnie Raitt in Europe. They do normally do a summer Europe run. I know right now he's also out with his solo band. He just put out a new record, doing solo work, and then I'm sure at some point Government Mule will come back. So let's first, even though we're doing a redo, um, I want to go back and read a couple comments from the overwhelming. Uh, we've had so much positive feedback on the Grateful Dead story from a hotel clerk. If you haven't seen that yet, look on our YouTube page. It's in there. It's one of the first ones that we did. And we've gotten so many great comments and so many people's memories of stuff. Let's see here.
Frank says, while you're looking for that, Frank says, is Eddie going to join the group tonight? Because I want to say thank you for the last time, because he said wonderful to me, and I didn't hear until I watched your videos. I help the homeless people. Thank you, Frank. I would love it if Eddie came and joined us again. I'm not really sure if he will or not, but if you're out there, Eddie, please come back. We loved having you, and we would love to have you back again. And thank you for helping the homeless, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, thank you so much. That's such a wonderful, and that kind of goes along with the music community. You know, there's so much help for people that, you know, when you, whatever band it might be or whatever genre of music, kind of like the Deadheads, which is going to be in the comment I'm about to read, but also with the Government Mule family. I met so many people, and even though we never really met in person, it's people that I met for the first time at shows, and it's incredible how you know. So volunteering and helping others, that's what's going to make this world a better place. Obviously, there's a lot going on, not only in this country but in the world, and certainly if we can be kinder to each other and look out for others, it'll make it a better place. So one of the comments that I wanted to read tonight was from Pete Grady 9905 one day ago wrote, in the late 80s and early 90s, they would do a run of New Year's shows at the Oakland Coliseum, which we will be doing live about New Year's Eve Grateful Dead shows, just to give you some advance on that. We lived just far enough away that we would stay overnight at the nearby Holiday Inn. It was walking distance to the venue, and because of the number of people, it was a safe walk even at 2 a.m. I like that comment. And if you've ever been to Oakland, I think you will understand that. Anyways, the marquee out front would always announce "Welcome Deadheads," an indicator that that's who would be staying there, and of course it was. The scene was particularly funny one evening while waiting to check in. Here comes four young guys through the front door carrying a 6-foot brass hookah on their shoulders. Though through the lobby to the elevators and in and up they go. The parking spaces near the front door were occupied, or I'm sorry, the best part was the look on the manager's face as that and a lot of other weird stuff was going on. I can only imagine, especially in the 80s and 90s. The parking spaces near the front door were occupied by cars that had backed in, opened their trunks, revealing tanks of nitrous oxide and filling balloons that were being handed out to any and all outstretched hands. So, not that much different than the scene in the venue parking lot, but took on an enhanced vibe being at a place like the Holiday Inn. So thank you, Pete Grady, 9905, for that comment. I love that. I love those stories, especially for us older guys that have concert experiences.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What kind of balloons were they?
I don't think it was the point of what kind of balloons they were. I think it was about what they were putting in the balloons.
Oh, what were they putting in?
Excuse me?
What were they putting in them?
Nitrous oxide.
What did you do with the balloon?
You didn't do anything with the balloon. You sucked the nitrous oxide out of the balloon.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
It's kind of.
I didn't know. I don't know anything about that. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, you suck the nitrous out of the.
Oh, did you see that happen?
I didn't see that happen.
Well, okay. Well, what were the balloons? Were they just colored balloons?
Yeah, just any kind of balloon.
Were they small, like the small balloons?
It
How big was it?
It doesn't matter. Just the one I had was, I don't know, that big.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I was trying to put a mental image in my head.
Luckily, she's been a good girl all her life, so these are not things that she's familiar with. So she's blessed. Let's put it that way. Just look at my face, and you'll see what happens when you know about nitrous oxide balloons at a Dead show.
I've been bad in other ways.
Yeah. The other comment I wanted to just read real quick is
dumb and naive.
Mr. Joshua 73 wrote, I can't pinpoint a particular moment when the Dead came into my life, but once it happened, it forever changed my life. Anyone can enjoy wading in the musical waters of the Grateful Dead, but stick around a while and you begin to realize the actual depth of their music. And every time you think you can see the bottom, you find that it's even deeper. Keep it loud so it can't be ignored. And thank you so much, Mr. Joshua 73. That's such a great comment. I so agree with you, and I'm so thankful that you took the time to write that and share that with us. And that's why I wanted to share it with you all. So let's talk about Warren Haynes a little bit here. Let me get my notes. Again, there's a lot. This man has got his hands in a lot of stuff, so we're probably going to have to spread this out over a couple nights, 2 or 3, because obviously we could do one whole night just with his time with the Allman Brothers, and there's a lot going on here. So Warren Haynes was born April 6, 1960 in Asheville, North Carolina. He had 2 older brothers. He lived with his 2 older brothers and his father. He began playing guitar when he was 11, and that's when it all started. From the best of my knowledge, I don't think he was musically trained as far as like Berklee School of Music or anything like that. I think he's pretty much self-taught, but obviously he's been given a gift from the Lord above, because he's quite the musician. So some of his early influences, going back to when he first started playing guitar, were Jimi Hendrix, the Cream era Eric Clapton, and Johnny Winter. Let me see.
In the meantime, Frank, it doesn't bother me because I usually don't sleep like I used to. Frank, have you tried herbal tea, like the sleepy time teas or anything like that? Because I have trouble sleeping too because I have a health condition. And I'll drink that herbal tea that helps relax me. Sometimes I watch like videos of chickens or something really relaxing, and that sometimes helps. And then I wake up and watch more boring videos. Well, not boring, relaxing videos.
Any other tips you got for Frank? You're the queen of tips.
Frank says I drink more milk. Yeah, that's a good idea, Frank. I'll have to try that.
So, Mr. M, do you have any stories about Warren Haynes? Is there anything that sticks out when that name comes into a conversation, if it ever does? I don't know, maybe the Allman Brothers time or Government Mule. I don't know if you're familiar. Well, no, I'm sure you've heard obviously you've heard the Allman Brothers, but like the second generation Allman Brothers or Government Mule. But after Hendrix, the Cream era, Clapton, and Johnny Winters, uh, then he kind of like got into the Allman Brothers and lots of other bands from that era. Uh, and he's quoted as saying that I stole something from all of them, and he laughed about it. But after like learning, especially going into the Almonds and some of the other bands, and it seemed to him that it was important to research what they were listening to, and then that opened up the world, which he's very familiar with and is heavily ingrained in, and that's artists like B.B. King, Freddie King, Albert King, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and Elmore James. So you can see right off jump that he went, starting to go down the blues trail, and then that heavily influences, obviously, his style of music. In 1980, at 20 years old, he joined David Allan Coe and stayed with him for 4 years as not only a touring musician, but he was also part of his recording band. David Allan Coe, if you're not familiar, was kind of like a rebel country music singer, kind of an outlaw country type back in the day, way back in the day. If you're not familiar with David Allan Coe, check him out. David Allan, Allancoe. So I definitely, if you're not familiar with who he is, I'd suggest you go check him out. What are your thoughts, Jesse Jones?
What was Warren Haynes most well known for, do you think?
What is he most well known for?
Yeah, like if you want to tell somebody that has never heard of him before, what would you say where they could say, okay, I understand. I think I can.
I would probably say it's his time with the Allman Brothers Band.
And what was his main role with the Allman Brothers?
He was when they first reunited in '89, he was basically playing Duane Allman's part because Dickie Betts was still in the band.
Where was Duane Allman?
He was dead. Passed away.
Did he Did Warren Haynes ever play when Dwayne Almond played?
No, because
Oh.
Warren Haynes would have been 10 years old when he died.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
He died in 1972, so he'd have been 12.
Oh, so he kind of. And did he sing with the Allman
Dwayne
Brothers?
Allman? No, he was the guitar player.
Did Warren Haynes sing
Does he sing?
when he was with the Allman Brothers?
Yes.
What were some of his main songs he sang when he was with the Allman Brothers?
Well, he did a lot of background vocals. Frank says, and I won't try sleeping pills to sleep. I think people might overdose them. Don't, and they might get used to it. Very true, Frank.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I did the same thing as you, Frank. I did the same thing as you. When I had problems sleeping, my doctor wanted to put me on sleeping pills, and I told him, nope. And that's when I went to herbal teas and things like that. I totally agree with you, Frank. You're a smart man. I mean, they might work for some people, but I tend to think more along the lines that you do there. Definitely, Frank.
So Warren Haynes, I think probably one of the big songs that you might. That's a good idea. If it's working for you, Frank, go ahead and stick with it. There's no problem with that. There's no right or wrong way. Whatever works for you, works for you. So good for you, Frank. So Warren Haynes was, I'd say, probably Soul Shine. Now, he wrote that song, but Greg Allman sang it on the record, but that was really his song.
Were there more than one Allman Brothers? Right.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Allman Brothers. There was two.
Oh, there was two?
Greg.
And one was Greg and one
Dwayne was the oldest brother and Greg was the younger brother.
And did Greg play with Warren Haynes?
Yes, and the Allman Brothers.
Okay, I was just confused.
Oh, it's okay. I'm explaining it to you.
I'm asking for people that might not know.
Yes.
Greg, I don't know. I don't know.
Yes. Greg played in the Allman Brothers with.
I'm sorry. I love their music. I never went to the.
Well, they had three distinct sections of their career when they started in the late 60s through 72, or say 75, 76, and then when Dwayne died, and then almost a year to the day, Barry Oakley, the original bass player, died, both in motorcycle crashes. Then they kind of got lost for a while. Frank asks, do you have a Christmas list? Well, no, not really, Frank. I'll defer that one to her. I don't really have a Christmas list. I'm just thankful to be alive and being able to share some time on YouTube with everybody. And
yeah.
What about you, Jesse?
Same. My Christmas list is, for what the things that I want, is non-existent, because I already have everything more than what I could ever wish for or want. Way more than what I want.
Okay then.
Because what I want is this.
What is that?
Nothing.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm trying
easy to buy for that.
I'm getting older, Frank, and I'm trying to get prepared for when I leave this earth. Can't take anything with me. I know that. So I'm trying to get prepared for that. Not have anything before I go.
Frank says, I'm thankful for my family and for friends and Timothy Lee and Jesse Jones. That's
Aw,
very
thank
nice of
you,
you, Frank.
Frank.
Thanks for saying that. That means a lot. We really appreciate
And
it.
you know what? I know I'm speaking for both of us, Timothy and myself, that we're very thankful to have you. Very thankful.
Yes, indeed, for sure. It's great having you with us, Frank. We look forward to giving a place where you can come in and we can chat and talk a little bit about music and whatever's going on in our lives.
We look forward to every Thursday so we can chat with you again.
All right. So, what other questions are you thinking about when it comes to Warren Haynes? What do you know about Warren Haynes?
Well, I know that he does seem to, from what I've seen of him, from what you've shown me, that he seems to be very down to earth and very humble, even though he's extremely talented and hardworking, and he seems to be very. Does he do a lot of charity work?
Yes, he does. Quite a bit. Every Christmas, right around the first week or two of December, he does what they call a Christmas Jam in Asheville, North Carolina, his hometown. It's usually a two-day event, and they raise money for Habitat for Humanity and things in the music scene in the Asheville area. I think this year they didn't do it because they did the Soul Shine concert for the hurricane victims earlier this year. So yeah, it's a big thing. That's a big thing. Does quite a bit of it, and that's what makes him so special. So, what else? What else you got for us, young lady?
You're done with your list?
Well, no, I got plenty more, but let's see what you got going on. Let's see where you're at in the music scene.
He reminds me, when I look at him, he reminds me of when I grew up. I had in high school, my best friend's father was a guitar teacher and a fantastic, out of this world guitar player, acoustic. And they were they both kind of built similar and same kind of long hair. And so it's kind of really, every time I see him, that's what I think about. It brings me back to my youth.
Frank says, I'm going to send a picture of myself on email so you know what I look like, but keep it between yourselves and Jesse Jones. I hope you like my picture.
Oh, thank you, Frank.
We sure will, Frank. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great...
That's awesome.
So something that you may not know, and once he, in 1987, I guess one of the biggest success during and right around the David Allan Coe years is he co-wrote with Dennis Robbins and Bobby Boyd a #1 country hit by the great Garth Brooks. What was his real first name, did you say?
Troy, or not Troy, but something. Troil,
the real Troil Garth Brooks. He wrote with Dennis Robbins and Bobby Boyd. He wrote a song, has writing credits on a song called Two of a Kind Working on a Full House. The nuker says, stop slouching, Tim. Okay. Yes, sir. Gotcha. Appreciate that. Thank you. It'll help for my posture. But I think that's something that was obviously an indication of what was going to come ahead. As with Dennis Robbins and Bobby Boyd, he has co-writing credits for number one country hit that was 20 weeks at number one by Garth Brooks called Two of a Kind, Working on a Full House. Pretty popular song. For some of us older folks, you may remember it. I want to say it's in the middle 80s. I think it was on his first record, I believe. And that was a big one. So then, right, piggybacking off that success, in 1987, he got the nod to perform background vocals with Dickie Betts for Dickie Betts' band Great Southern's record in 1987 called Pattern Disruptive. And after that session was complete, Dickie said, "Hey, why don't you join the band as guitarist?" So now you can see the roots are starting to get set, and obviously now it might make a little more sense how he went from David Allan Coe and kind of a young kid, working his way around the North Carolina music scene, and then, boom, we're going to roll into the Allman Brothers. So there's the connection, obviously, but it started with Great Southern and Dickie Betts, and that's a outstanding record. If you've never heard the record Pattern Disruptive by Dickie Betts and Great Southern, check it out on your local streaming service. It's an unpaid advertisement. I use Tidal, Tidal. Definitely suggest you check it out. It's reasonably priced. But if you use, I don't know, YouTube Music, Spotify, Pandora, whatever, I don't know how all the rest of those work. But if you can find it, check it out. It's a really, really good record.
What's your favorite Warren Haynes song when he, had separate, went after on his own? After, the Allman Brothers and all the other.
Find out who that is. Who's the new?
Yeah, your posture for sure.
Oh, you're killing me. But so I'm speechless now. I'm trying to recover from that. Frank asks, I just asked my Google Assistant. It says rain and snow for the weather for tomorrow. Well, there you go, folks. Thanks, Frank. Yep, it's December and it's Pennsylvania, so it's bound to get yucky. That's the best word I can come up with, yucky.
Hopefully, if you have to go out, Frank, be safe. Be safe out there. It can get bad sometimes, dangerous.
So, but like I said, go out and check out Dickie Betts and Great Southern. The name of the record is called Pattern Disruptive. It's from 1987. And so here we go, and things are starting to really take off in Warren's career as we get into this part. So he joins Great Southern, Dickie Betts' band, and during this time as well, he also wrote the title song for Greg Allman's solo record. Now, again, at this point, the Allman Brothers are disbanded. They're not playing music together. Basically, really, at that point, they were dead and buried. They'd come out of 3 records off. They had signed a record deal with Arista. They did 3. Yes, Frank says, I just don't like the wet snow because it's hard to shovel. Yep,
That's
I agree with you. I had to shovel some wet snow yesterday. So
heavy.
Totally get you, Frank. I hear you. You got to be careful.
Yep.
So they were dead and buried. He also wrote, and obviously he's starting to show already that he's a songwriter and he knows how to write a hook. He wrote the title track to get Greg Allman's solo record called Just Before the Bullets Fly. So now here's the second tentacle into where you can see this is rolling into. So that was right in the 87, 88 time period. And in 1990, let's see, no, 1989, Dickie Betts decides to reunite the Allman Brothers and asks Warren to come aboard and be the second guitar player, thus doing the Dwayne Allman part. Now, when Dickie Betts left the band, I believe in 2001, 2002, and it might have been a little later than that, then Warren kind of moved over to do the Dickie part, and they brought on Derek Trucks, who then he took over the Dwayne parts, per se. But so in 1989, he joins the Allman Brothers, and they put out an amazing record called Seven Turns. It really catapulted their what I like to call the third act of their career. You had the original members in the first act. Dwayne and Barry Oakley die. They go through serious addiction issues, horrible records. The three Arista records were not very good. Even if can't ask most of them because there's only one original member left that's alive. But even if you ask Jimo, he would probably tell you it's not. But for your big boy, Danny boy. Huh. Good one. I like that. In '89, the Allman Brothers reunite. They put out Seven Turns.
What were some of the popular songs on Seven Turns? There's a couple.
Well, no, actually, you know what? The first record they put out was Enlightened Rogues, and then Seven Turns was second. I got it. Take a guess. I got it. Enlightened Rogues came out first, and then Seven Turns. Off Seven Turns, the big songs were Gambler's Roll and Good Clean Fun were two big hits. It Ain't Over Yet. Those were the two big songs off that record. But really, that was like their third wave of their career, and that lasted from '89 to all right, 3 songs to listen to on your way to work. All right, so I want you to listen to Gambler's Roll by the Allman Brothers. I want you to listen to Soul Shine by the Allman Brothers. And then I want you to listen to Thorazine Shuffle by Government Mule. So that's Gambler's Roll, Soul Shine, both by the Allman Brothers, and Thorazine Shuffle by Government Mule. All right. There you go. Boom. Gambler's Roll, Soul Shine, Allman Brothers, Thorazine Shuffle by Government Mule. And those are 3 great songs by that have Warren Haynes involved in them.
What's Thorazine Shuffle? What does that mean? What's that song about?
Basically, no problem, young man, no problem. Thorazine is a drug that they give people in mental institutions, and it makes them walk with a shuffle, like they shuffle their feet because you're and drool all over the place. And he wrote it. The Government Mule did a song called Thorazine Shuffle. It's pretty self-explanatory. You got to listen to the song, but that's what that's about. So
4/10 of an inch of snow for tomorrow. Yeah, you're getting some.
Ooh, rain and snow.
Ooh, yeah,
That's yucky.
the slushy stuff. That stuff's hard to drive in.
So what are some of your favorite Allman Brothers songs?
Tied to the whipping post.
More? What else do you know? That's all you know?
Is that the name of that song?
Yes, Whipping Post is the name of the
Whipping
song.
Post?
That was not Warren Haynes, but I mean,
no. Well, what, he wasn't in there then?
No, that was from the original members. That was Butch Trucks, which is Derek Trucks' uncle, Jimo, they were the drummers. Barry Oakley was the bass player, who was from Chicago, by the way. R.I.P. Barry, R.I.P. Butch Trucks. Dwayne Allman from
Who sang the whipping post?
Greg Allman.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What other ones did he sing? I know, I love that song. What other ones did he sing?
Greg Allman?
Yeah, which one's back there on that record?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah, he was.
Name a couple more.
Melissa. They had a bunch of the one that Dickie Betts sang, and this is one after Dwayne died or right after he died, was Blue Sky.
Good song.
That's Dickie Betts singing. Ramblin' Man.
Oh, that's Dickie Betts. Yeah, they're all good.
Ramblin' Man, that's
Good
Dickie
song.
Betts. That was about his dad. Blue Sky was about a girl that he was, I think he married her. Her name was Sandy Blue Sky. That's that song, Blue Sky. So, you know, yep. Frank says, I hope you are both behaving for Santa Claus to visit.
Frank,
yeah, me too.
I try to behave, but the more I try to behave, the worse my behavior becomes. It's hard.
Her Santa Claus is coming on a UPS truck, and it's supposed to be here the day before Christmas. So, and Frank, she'll be all upset because she doesn't like to get presents, but the musical nerds here in the compound and our magical mascot, the one and only Bootsers, we had to get her something. So it's on its way. Black-Hearted Woman. I mean, there's so many. Melissa.
Was there one where they were on a... when they were born in the back of a Greyhound bus?
That's Ramblin' Man.
Yeah, Ramblin' Man, that's a good one.
That's Dickie Betts.
That is a good... Yeah, they all are, man.
They had a ton of hits.
I think Whipping Post was one that stands out.
So here, you know, let me just run through what Whipping Post. Well, that's one of their. I mean, wow. Jesse's stomach.
There must be like.
She didn't get her tater tots and chicken nuggets, so she's she didn't get her kale and beans.
We're running late tonight, so I was like,
her stomach is growling.
Too many technical issues because I wanted to get things set up so that I could get some food on the table, but it just didn't work out.
Man, what if I was to have to pick out one? I would have to say I like Black-Hearted Woman. That's a great song.
How does that one go? I can't. Like, it's not coming to me.
Yeah, it's not a song you'd heard on the radio. It was a really. Did you ever see the Santa Claus movies? Tim Allen was Santa Claus. They made 3 of them. I think I might have seen the first one, Frank, but I don't think I've seen the other 2. I'm not a big.
Did you see them? Did you like them?
Did you like them, Frank?
You're my blue sky, you're my sunny day.
There you go. That's it. See, that's the power of a hook. Dickie could write a hook, man. He was a wild man, crazy as a loon, but I mean, the guy could write a song. And So let me just go through some of the bands. We're not going to go too long tonight. So we know that it's a holiday season and everybody's got things to do. So, but here's some of the stuff that and this is just a small snippet. The one thing about Warren Haynes is the guy works. He is constantly doing something. If it's not with Government Mule currently, it's his solo band. He is always popping up playing with other people. It could be Dave Matthews, it could be Marcus King, it could be Blackberry Smoke. It just there's
Wait, did he play with Blackberry Smoke?
yes, he's
Warren
done
Haynes?
stuff. Yes.
Wow.
So I
There's
mean,
another
he
good-
is like
Good.
the guy's all over the place. But let me just go through a few. So David Allen Coe, the Dickie Betts Band or Great Southern, the Allman Brothers, Government Mule, which started in '94. That was during his time in the Allman Brothers. Warren Haynes solo band. He did Dead and Company in '97 when Jerry Garcia died in '95. And 2 years later, when some of the surviving members decided they wanted to do something again, Warren did the Jerry Garcia part in '97. And then in '99, Phil Lesh. Oh, cool, great. Frank says he has seen all three movies and I like them all. Good for you, Frank.
Santa Claus movies
That's
with Tim
awesome.
Allen. Wow, neat.
That's awesome. In '99, he joined Phil Lesh, who's the original bass player who just passed away. Rest in peace, Phil Lesh. He joined Phil Lesh and Friends and did that. I mean, he's done multiple shows with Dave Matthews Band. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So,
Man, I wonder. He must have had a very long music career because that is a lot of
well, it started in 1980. So,
like a really good
so that's 20, 44 years so far, and he's still going.
What would you call that?
What?
Like having
A long career?
credentials?
You got lots of credentials. I mean, but I mean, it's been 44 years and he's still going strong. I mean, there's still, like I said, the guy is constantly doing something. What I would suggest if you're looking for information on Warren Haynes, you can always find stuff at warrenhaynes.com, I believe it is, but also you can always go to mule.net. That's the Government Mule website, and there's always information available there as far as his touring. I know he'll be coming to my area with a solo band that I know he's out with right now, kind of sporadically. They did some shows and then they were off the road, and now I think they're going to be going back out.
Where's he coming to?
He's coming to the Town Ballroom in Buffalo, New York, which is a small, nice, really cool place to go. And then he's also playing at the MGM Northfield Casino outside of Cleveland.
Doesn't he always have
in Northfield, Ohio.
very reasonable ticket prices?
Yeah, that's another thing. And I mean, it's, I'm not going to, we could go all night on this. And I know we're almost an hour and 50 minutes in after several restarts. But he loves to play music. And that's what he's about. I've met him several times. He has no airs of being a rock star or being somebody famous. He just loves to keep music alive and push music and get the younger generation. I've seen interviews where he's talked about, by the way, if you want to see a great interview with Warren Haynes, I challenge you to check out the Rick Beato. I think that's how you say his name. Beato. Do you both drink eggnog? What does it taste like?
I have drinking
That's
it.
by Frank, by the way.
I have had eggnog. I have drank eggnog. It's creamy, sweet. It's It's kind of sweet. It has like a foamy almost, doesn't it? It's sort of foamy, so it's got a really nice texture in your mouth. I prefer it without alcohol, personally. Yeah, you can get it. You can get it without alcohol. It's actually, I mean, I like it. What do you? How would you describe it? It's
Like thick, eggy milk.
yeah, it's thick, but also kind of creamy, thick.
Cinnamony.
Yeah, cinnamony. That's yeah, good description. Spicy,
So,
a little spicy, like cinnamon spice.
and
That
then you mix it
nutmeg,
with a lot of
maybe
booze.
nutmeg.
And
I
then,
don't like it with really with the booze. What do you put with it usually? Is it rum or something or
no, it's not rum. It's brandy.
brandy?
I think, yeah, brandy.
Yeah, I don't
think.
personally don't haven't tried it. I mean, I might have tried a sip, but yeah, I prefer it without. But it's pretty good. And if you ever get a chance to, Frank, you might want to give it a little sip, a little try. Sometimes they sell little things of it, just small things of it at the grocery store around this time of year. If you just wanted to try a little tiny bit of it to see if you like it or not.
So what other plans do you have this holiday season, Miss Jones? Are you going out to see your family, your wonderful family?
I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that I can get all my chores done early, and that it'd be cool if it snows for Christmas, and that the when it snows, the birds come to the feeders, and then I can sit and watch the birds at the feeders.
Do you have a farm or something? When you say chores, what kind of chores do you have?
I don't have a farm per se.
Okay.
I
Well, what
just
kind
have
of
a lot of chickens and a couple guinea and some
animal
quail
chores.
and some kitty cats.
So animal chores.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Interesting. There you go, folks. Boom. Let's give it one. Boom. There you go.
Excuse me. Bless me.
Dear. You can take the country out of the girl, but you can't take the girl out of the country.
It's just what do you do?
Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Yeah, this Christmas show is going to be one for the books.
At least it didn't come out the other.
Oh no. Go back to one of our they sometimes sell it when it's almost Christmas. Yeah, it's mostly only around Christmas time, Frank.
Kind of a little seasonal thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they sell it during the regular time of the year, but usually like November and December, I would say. Like I said, I'm not a big purchaser of that, but yeah, I've seen it in the store recently.
Yeah, it does have a flavor all of its own.
Oh yeah, it's very unique.
It is good. It is good. Yummy.
What are some of your favorite things for Christmas that you've experienced in your 46 years on this planet?
Well, my favorite things for Christmas that I've experienced would be probably the snow. When it snows on Christmas. I don't personally. I
I'm not sure. I lived in Las Vegas for
think the snow
20
makes it a
plus
little more
years.
fun.
What do I know about snow on Christmas? I don't
think
know. It's
snow makes it
another
more
90
fun.
degree day. I don't what.
What are your favorite things about Christmas? What do you remember about Christmas?
I think one of my favorite memories of Christmas was that we would remove the out back in the day. I don't even think they sell them anymore. They would make these pretty heavy duty Christmas lights that were like yay big, and it would kind of be heavy duty glass, and we would politely, as pubescent idiots, we would take them off people's lighting, and then we would wrap them up in snowballs, and throw them at cars. Go figure. Frank says, when did it used to snow on? When it did used to snow on Christmas.
Yeah,
You're right.
when it
Even
did,
here,
yeah.
right now, it doesn't. It's been pretty. We're in the midst of a snow, cold, warm, rain, snow, cold. That's kind of been the way our Christmas is going. Did you like that use of the hands?
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was talking to a friend at work a while back when we were, before the snow came. And he was having, he likes to ride his motorcycle, and he said, if this Christmas is anything like last Christmas, I'll be getting my bike out for Christmas. Because it was warm last Christmas. It was warm enough at least to ride motorcycles.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think there's going to be bike riding
This Christmas might be a little bit
different for this year. But I did get to ride my scooter in December. That's all that matters. Take that, all you motorcycle bros. The dude on the electric scooter rode it in December. I almost, note to self, wear gloves because my hands were freezing. But hey, I did it.
And not shorts.
Oh no, shorts. All the shorts are prerequisite. How do you say that word? Prerequisite. So the shorts are mandatory, but gloves.
Prerequisite?
Yeah, prerequisite. How do you say it? I can't say it. It doesn't matter. I can't say it. But yeah, you want to wear gloves when you're riding your scooter in December for sure, because that was a giant mistake. But hey, I did it. In fact, I have a coworker at work who rides motorcycles, and I told him we had made a pact that we were going to ride his real Harley and my wannabe Harley electric scooter. And guess what? Your boy Timothy Lee won that one because he parked his and he's got it all put away for the winter. But the boy, the man.
How much did you bet? Did you make out? Did you make out?
I didn't make. No, I did not make out.
Out on the bet.
Oh.
Did you make out on the bet?
No, I didn't. We didn't bet money.
Some
We
cash?
were just doing
Make
like a
some
bro
cash?
thing. Isn't that what they say? Like a bro thing.
Like this?
Yeah, like. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Some Christmas memories. I mean, when I was growing up in Illinois, Christmas was a big, there used to be a lot of. I got a boombox radio. It's made in the USA, and we got a sync stopper, and that's made in the USA. Well, good for you, Frank. Bless you, man. Got to buy USA, man. That's the most important thing.
Yeah,
That's the
nice.
most important thing.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot, is there? Much. I mean, for daily use items made in the USA anymore.
I mean, I can't, like, we're talking about Christmas, but really, if we're back on the quasi topic of the great Warren Haynes, Government Mule does a big New Year's every year, New Year's Eve at the one and only Beacon Theater in New York City, and then they usually do the night before New Year's Eve in Philadelphia at the Met, I think, or the Tower Theater maybe, yeah, Christmas, just time to be with your family. Unfortunately, I live thousands of miles away from the family, so I'm not normally part of that celebration, but I know they're with me in thought, and I do like this fire effect of flames coming off my Santa hat because I'm smoking hot tonight.
You are on fire.
Yeah. But Boots is always, let me see if I can get my finger. I don't know. Boots is always with us, and we love the kitties, and can always go over to. Sometimes I'm required to go over to the boss's house, and I get to see all the kitties and the chickens. And shout out to Billy and Millie and Sylvester. Sylvester the chicken, Billy and Millie the cat. So there you go. Boom. There. Boom. There's your shout out, kids. So what else is going on in your world there, Miss Jones? You got any final parting comments for tonight?
Well, I really enjoyed spending time with Frank again. I always look forward to it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Frank. We really appreciate you joining us. We're gonna wrap this thing up, folks. Like I said, there is a lot. I highly suggest if you're not familiar with Warren Haynes, and we're not done with this. I got way more to say, but we're not gonna all. I know everybody's got the holiday thing going on. There's probably Christmas parties going on now, and people are trying to wrap up their week to get a nice little midweek holiday. So we won't go too long tonight, but I highly suggest if there's a place to start, obviously it would be the Allman Brothers run that he did from '89 to 2014. That included 4 records, which are Enlightened Rogues, 7 Turns, Shades of a New World, and Hitting the Note. Boom. 4 records he did with that band. Some couple with Dickie Betts, and then the other 2 with Derek Trucks on the other guitar. Great stuff. Can't go wrong. We'll get into the Government Mule stuff and the great Alan Woody, and some other stories. But we just, our hope is that you guys all have a safe and blessed Christmas and whole holiday season. We know that there's a lot of times that people struggle during this time of year, especially if you're separated from your family. So, reach out and find somebody. If you're struggling, there's hope. And there's always somebody out there that there's still good people left in this country and in this world, regardless of what you get on this thing called the interweb. There's still good people out there. So
interweb.
Yeah, that's like, an acronym for the internet.
Why?
Because remember back in the day when it started, it used to be called the World Wide Web.
Oh.
So
acronym?
Yeah, remember you have to put www dot something, that was World Wide Web. I was born in East Falls my whole life. Since I was born, I know all the neighbors. Well, that's great. That's great, Frank. That's a blessed thing. You're a blessed man. So I'm glad that, I hope you go over and see all your neighbors and give them a little Christmas cheer. And we know when they see your smiling face that their life will be better. So make sure you go over and see your neighbors, Frank. You have a great Christmas. We may, just may, depending on the boss, she's a busy gal. Lots of going on in this girl's world. Frank says, I was in my house my whole life too. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I could say that, but I've been traveling, man, moving around. So, but
it would be kind of cool to be in the same house your whole life. You'd
certainly be a lot simpler.
It would feel really safe, maybe,
Yeah, for sure.
Feel really familiar. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. We hope you sleep well tonight, too. We really appreciate you joining us, Frank. You're a stalwart. You're one of the OGs, as the young people like to say. And we look forward to seeing you. So, like I said, we may do a surprise. It's going to be kind of late night because, again, I'm working on Christmas Day. But maybe if the head check writer has time to fit it into her extremely busy schedule. She's quite the social butterfly, so she's got a lot of things on her plate. So if she has time Maybe we'll do a late night. I'm going to say probably like 11 o'clock Eastern time, Christmas night. And then we will do a Thursday next week, God willing, and providing that the weather and the interweb and all that stuff cooperates.
Do you have the day after Christmas off?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So we hope you're all safe. We hope you have a great holiday season. We thank you for joining us tonight. Go out and find Warren Haynes. WarrenHaynes. And also, there's a shout out, Rich Grenas. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he had a thing called the House of Haynes on deepnuggets.com. I'm not sure if that site still exists. I should have checked earlier, but if it's something you're interested in, check it out. He does like shows where he plays a lot of Warren Haynes, and it's called House of Haynes. And I really enjoyed that. I listened to that quite a bit back in the day. So check it out and have a great Christmas, everybody. From me, Timothy Lee, your host of Idiosyncratic Idiots on Music Meltdown on the one and only. Let's try this again. I'm Timothy Lee, your host of Idiosyncratic Idiots Music Meltdown on. Let's try this third time.
I don't know what you're asking.
YouTube. On YouTube.
Oh.
I'm your host, Timothy Lee, from Idiosyncratic Idiots. I'm your host, Timothy Lee, from Idiosyncratic Idiots Music Meltdown on. Yeah, I guess.
Your recliner.
On YouTube, the one and only YouTube. We love you, YouTube. We love all you people that use YouTube. And we thank you for joining us. I thank the great, the wonderful, it's Christmas time, so I'm allowed to use this. The very talented, multi-talented, extremely smart, and beautiful Jesse Jones, CEO of JJP Productions, which, by the way, if you're looking to have your podcast, your channel produced, managed, micromanaged, and every other thing you can think, give her a ring. Email address is in our comment. Oh, cool. Thanks, Frank. I'm glad you saw the snow pictures. That's really sweet. So you all have a great Christmas.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks for joining us, Frank. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you.
Thanks for joining us, Frank.
Look for us, Frank. If you're up that late, it'll probably be 11 if we do it. And it's and we'll try to post something in the community post.
If you're having trouble sleeping, we'll help you sleep, Frank.
Oh,
Listen to us. It'll help you.
She's the queen of putting people to sleep. The only problem is it's a rear naked chokehold, and then you're off to la la land. So, but we're so thankful for everybody that joined us tonight. We hope you have a great Christmas. We hope you're safe, blessed, and warm. And thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with us. Have a great week in music. Let's always remember to keep music alive. Let's remember to be nice to each other. And remember, as my wonderful mother used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. That's my holiday tech tip for this year. But let's carry it out all the way into 2020. I was going to say 1925, 2025. So have a great week, everybody. Bless you all. Thanks for joining us. Check out Warren Haynes, Government Mule, the Allman Brothers, and let's keep music alive. Let's have a good time. Have a great week.
Have a great week. See
Bless
you
you
next
all.
week,
and
Frank.
remember, always, wait, let's give it a boom. And remember, everybody,
boom.
Keep it loud. Good night, everybody.